Today we are going to refit the crank on this marker to use it with a drill to retrieve the weight and turn a fish marker into a dive marker.
In the spirit of do-it-yourself, which I find myself doing a lot of, we have a SureMarker fishing or SCUBA marker. Now what I'm going to do is remove this pin to get to the reel to replace it with a stainless steel pin for salt water. I'm going to put new bushings on it and the new clicker tab. So we'll see how that works out. I have no idea how to do it, but we're going to start banging on things and see what happens. Included in the bag are a set of directions, which I'll get as close to as I can, and then if you want to read them, you can pause this and take a look. So I'm going to read those directions over. I know it's not a very manly thing to do, but I'm going to read them over and see what it tells us before we get started. So what the directions say is to go in there with a long pair of thin, these aren't especially thin, needle nose pliers, and just pry this apart. Bink. Alright, so we're going to do that. I put it in the vise so that I can actually get into it, have it stable, and it's way down in there. Not sure if you can see it or not, but it's in there, and that's what I'm going after. So let's see what happens. One-handed and everything. Well, maybe you can see it better now. It's that little white spacer down in there. We're going to go in, spread the needle nose pliers, and take it off there. And it took me about 6 tries to get it out of there, but there it is. We're going to go in after the other one on this side. This isn't something I can do one-handed, I found out. The second one was much easier first try. No big surprise, because you can slide this reel way far away once the first spacer is out. So it says next that we pull the shaft out, hold the reel, pull the shaft out, pull the reel out, and remove the clicker. Where is the clicker? Oh, there it is. Alright, so I need a Phillips head screwdriver to take the clicker out of here. Out of there. So I'll do that. Should be pretty straightforward. So here's a problem I'm running into. A regular screwdriver won't go in there at the correct angle to take this out. So get out your stubby Phillips that'll fit inside this chamber. And as soon as I said this should be simple, and I put that out there in the universe, I knew something was going to go wrong. Since you can't turn this good enough with your fingertips to break it loose and get it started, I resorted to the pair of adjustable pliers to get it started. That should do it. There's just 2 machine screws in there. I think they're just like wood screws that screw up into the plastic. So I don't think there's any thread lock on it. I just think that after going into the salt water so many times, you get kind of corroded into place. And I have to tell you that this is equipment that's very well maintained. So imagine if it wasn't, how much harder this kind of stuff would be. Okay, the clicker's out. It's got a little bit of a bend to it. The new one is perfectly straight, so replacing it's good. Now, why am I doing this? This is plastic. And while plastic is fine in salt water, we're going to the stainless steel one because we're going to start using this with an electric drill to retrieve it instead of using the crank handle or just spinning the reel. And this won't hold up to an electric drill. This will go, I'll get rounded off within the first few tries, first few uses, and may overheat and melt the bushings to this plastic spindle. So we're going to get rid of that forever. Next step is I'm going to put the clicker back in. I'm not going to bore you with that. We'll fast forward right through that. Alright, our little clicker tag is back in place. We're going to put the reel back together now, and I'll get set up for that. I gotta tell you, I'm a little excited about the new setup on this. These markers come with an orange buoy. They call them fish markers. And they're fine. I mean, you can see them if you really pay attention. You get a quarter of a mile away, you really better be looking and know where it is. But they now come with a full-size dive flag that should go right into this hole right here. And of course I thought that was going to pop right out. We'll figure out what's going on there. Maybe it unscrews. Oh, it does. I'll be darned. Something happens. Anyways, I'm going to get that pulled out, and I'll be picking up the flag here shortly, and we'll replace that. So all we need to do with the SureMark is slide this post, the stainless steel one, down through the hole. Bing, bang, boom, no big deal. Pick it up so you can see what you're doing. And put your thumb on the other side so it doesn't slide through too far on you. And it will go through too far if you're not careful. And then I'm going to put the clips back in. Dare I say that should be pretty easy. I don't know why I say that stuff, but I'm going to slide Can't do anything with one hand. Anybody else like that? I think we're all like that. So I'm going to slide that knurling down flush with the spool with the reel, and then slide the new bushing on. So let's see if I can do that. So I put the clip, the white clip, down around the shaft where it's supposed to go. I used a flathead screwdriver and pushed it down straight onto it, applying a little bit of pressure, a little more until it finally clicked into place. Let's go to the next one, see how that works out. Now that the first spacer is in place, this lines right up perfectly to put the next spacer on, the next bushing, whatever we call it. So what I ended up doing was putting a screwdriver in here to hold this open so I could see. And make sure you go straight down on top of those things with the ears on the open end and push straight from the back to get them. Other than that, you're going to spit it out whatever side. So to get this flag off, inside there are these tab things that hold it, right? And you grab them here. I'll show you in a minute. You grab them here, squish them together, and pull it out. Right, I'm going to turn this around so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Alright, so you just go on the side of the ears, squish them together, pull it out. Now, I had to cut on the cap that bracket came up through the cap and held the cap in place, and I had to cut that black piece of plastic off to get the cap off. No big deal. Big deal is way down inside there, there's another black plastic clip. So you have to take a very long screwdriver and get in there or straighten the clip out so you're getting on it straight. Get up on one of the ears and pull it out if you can. Okay, I might have gotten it out of the hole. Yep. As you're pressing down on it, pull the tube out. That clip is still in there. Pull it out enough to make it release after you push down with this holding the screwdriver. Then it will come out the rest of the way. Now I'm ready, once I get it, to just drop the new flag in the hole. And it looks like a regular Niagara flag once it's on there. So that just friction fits back in there, so it's no big deal. But this one's off now and that's ready to go. Something a little different on BailinWater TV. We don't usually do fix-it stuff, but I thought I would since I was taking this apart. I do a lot of repairs on my boat myself, and I haven't bored you with those. I'll leave a link to SureMarker in the description. But there's something else I wanted to show you here real quick. So there's the other thing I wanted to show you is when we bought this SureMarker. It came with the very heavy lead weight, 4 pounds maybe, tied to this nylon string. It lasted about a year, and then it was getting really frayed, and I was afraid we were going to lose the weight. So I got some coated leader. It's not just metal leader, it's coated, and I bought the crimps to make the connection, wrapped it around I think 3 times on that end and 3 times on this end. Melted the nylon that's on here and made it a little more secure. Do you need to do that? Probably. Honestly, I would do it so you don't lose it. The other way to do this is just a 4-pound scuba belt weight, and that seems like it would work just as well. The upside to that is it doesn't bang around inside your boat or bang against the side of your boat like this one would if you were to hit it against the side of the fiberglass. We may go to a regular cloth weight, which I thought I was going to look down here and see one, but they're put away over here somewhere. Right there. So just a regular old weight. I would probably sew in a stainless steel hook to it, and we'll just buy one with a stainless steel hook already sewn into it. So that's it, and I'll make a few more do-it-yourself videos as we go along, and I do more of this sort of stuff, which I will, I'm sure. Thanks, and subscribe, like, please, because I get so many people that view this and less than 1% actually press the like button. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be great, and we'd love to have you as a subscriber if you aren't. Thanks.